Okay, so people, I am very inquisitive. So I had to check out Choose Love. You know what I mean? This is the new Netflix joint from Stuart McDonald, written by Josann McGibbon. It is produced by McGibbon, along with Deborah Evans, Axel Payton, Robin Snyder, Melanie Turner, and line produced by Annie Weston. Gabriel Mann handled the music, Toby Oliver, cinematography. We got Anita Brandt Bergion and Lauren A. Schaefer editing. Nathan Lloyd handled casting duties. Ian Atkins, production design. Art decoration was Robert Key. Set decoration was Megan Vertel. Hair and makeup, we got Carmen T. Mono, Bridget Nilsi, and Nikki Hopkins. So our cast, Cami Conway is played by Laura Marano. Then you have got her partner Paul Swartz, played by Scott Michael Foster. There is the one that got away, Jack Mina, played by Jordi Webber, and the musician Rex Galier, played by Avan Jogia. Her friend Amelia is played by Megan Smart. Actually, Amelia might be her sister. And Amelia's husband, Florian, played by Benjamin Hortez. Their daughter, Louisa, is played by Nell Fisher. There is Dan, played by Blair Strange. Dylan, played by Jack Bright. Actually, I think Dan is her boss. The psychic is played by Jackie Drew. There's Lena, played by Lynette Forday. Greg, played by Jahangir Humavazi. Yeah, that's the main group. I think that's the main group. The stylist is played by Jazela Huey, and the priest is played by Nisha Madhan. I think that's what you would call her. I don't even know. Right? The gist of the story is this, right? Where are we? Cami Conway has it all. She's got the job she wants as a recording engineer, and it is headed towards engagement, marriage, and kids with her wonderful boyfriend, Paul. And yet she feels something is missing. Is it just FOMO and the fear of commitment that goes with it? Or is she actually missing out on an even better career? Perhaps the long abandoned singing career she once dreamed of. And is Paul the love of her life? What if it's Rex Galier, the sexy British rock star who walks into her studio and becomes irrepressibly smitten? Or could it be Jack Mina, her first love, the one that got away? The idealistic world traveler who returns home and is ready to rekindle their youthful passion. Cami faces a kaleidoscope of tempting but tough choices, from serious ethical dilemmas to feverish truth or dare. What she chooses depends wholly on you, the viewer. But be careful, things don't always play out like you think. So, yes, that's why I was interested, because people, this is another of those Netflix interactive outings. So The first one I did was Bandersnatch, which I remember trying it on the TV, didn't work. Had to watch it on the computer, which was irritating. This one does work on the computer, so that's cool. I haven't got round to the Kimmy Schmidt, and I didn't get round to watching Chris Rock live. So I haven't done any of the other interactive things as of yet. So yeah, I thought, why not give it a go? Right? Um, yeah, the whole interactive thing works absolutely fine. Though when you're doing it, you now don't know how much of the film is left, has been. You know what I mean? It does make it an odd one like that. It does allow you to jump back to your last choice. You can skip back 10 seconds. You can do all of that. But then you can do a jump back to the last choice, which I don't believe Bandersnatch had. I might be wrong. I can't. It seems ages ago, people. Seems ages ago. So yeah, that's and I did play out 2 scenarios because the first one was just a bit meh. It was meh. So I was a bit like, all right, let me see how else this might go. Yeah. And I mean, this is for people, I think, that enjoy stuff like What's Love Got to Do with It? That recent Emma Thompson, I forget who else was in it. We looked at it about 3 weeks ago, right? So if you enjoyed that, if you enjoyed The Perfect Find, which was probably a month and a half ago, we looked at that one, right? If they are things you enjoy, like that type of rom-com, then yeah, I think Choose Love will work with you. Though, and even like Happiness for Beginners, which was a month ago, I feel, right? I do think the story is stronger probably in those other ones than it is here, right? Because it says she has it all. Like, she's got a nice apartment, got a recording studio a recording studio in the apartment, right? Living all right. We don't hear anything about the whole music career until later on. So when these things come up, it's like, really? Was this really a thing? Because when you first meet her, right, there's that bit in the synopsis, right, where it's like, okay, yes, yeah, she's headed to marriage, kids, and a wonderful boyfriend, Paul, and yet she feels something is missing. There is no inkling of that. There is no inkling of that. Like, the first we kind of think, wait, what? Is when she's walking Louisa to school and she spots Jake. Right? That's the first thing, because then she's like, oh, he's the one that got away. Oh, what would life have been like? Oh, I need to go and see him. Oh, and it's all of that kind of, and it's just like, because, you can see someone who you used to date or used to know, right? And think, oh, I wonder how they're doing, right? And you go and be like, yo, what's going down? Oh, cool. You're married. You're doing this. That's great. Yeah, no, life is great. I've got a great partner. We're probably thinking of getting married. You know what I mean? But that's a conversation you would have. So the weirdness of their conversation, and then the whole, oh, I wonder what life would be. That's the first you hear of it, which is weird, right? I just thought the structure of the story was weird. And it's stuff like this that I feel it does not reflect any sort of real relationship. That's the crazy thing with this, right? Because it's a PG. So you've got little kids watching this kind of stuff and thinking, oh, is that what you're meant to do? You know what I mean? And it's just like, no, because these are dum-dums, right? This isn't how you're meant to live life, right? Have a conversation with someone. And we have that whole played out scenario of dealing with a ring, right? We've seen people do that shit all the time, and it's just it's boring, right? It's fucking boring. Weird thing, you've got Paul apologizing. And that's another thing that irritates me about these rom-coms, where someone that doesn't do anything wrong, but they're the one that ends up apologizing. And it's just like, what kind of bullshit is this? Right? It's setting up this weird fucking dynamic that you see people have, right? And it's just like, no. You were the one in the wrong. You're the one that needs to, the other person doesn't need to apologize to your dumbass, right? Then you just have these other scenarios where you're just like, but how could that be love? Right? You don't know these people, right? It's infatuation. And I'm saying, right, it's not love, but it's fine if it's just like a, hey, I think there could be potential here, right? I'm drawn to this person. Like, yeah, they've got qualities that I've always wished Paul had. That, boom, fine. But we don't get any sort of real emotional exploration. That's the thing. This is all very surface level for me anyway, right? And that's just probably because I want a bit more in this kind of story, right? I want to actually deal with this, before sunrise, before sunset, before midnight, people. Those films are just fucking great, right? And I just think they actually explore dynamics in a great way, you know? And that's what I just want in this stuff. You can still be funny, right? You don't have to be serious, but stop with this weird fake dynamic. The whole job stuff. Again, the like the negotiation was fucking crazy, right? Was great. And when someone's like, you have a constant wage, I do not. I mean, that says it all, right? What you're then asking for is kind of some greedy ass shit. Now, look, going a pay rise, boom. But if you want shares in something, you need to put a whole lot more in it. Put a whole lot more in. Bringing one person ain't really it. It's nice, but that needs to be a consistent thing, right? So go set up your own shop. You know what I mean? The home studio recording. What? Like what? You ain't recording good vocals in that fucking environment. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And there's different sorts of mics, right? There's a mic for singing that works well for singing, a different mic that would work well just for audio stuff. So that was just bananas. And then when they're in the studio, bananas, right? Like if you're looking for a producer, you want to be like, and someone, what have you done? Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I like that song. Boom, boom, boom. But to go This is my person off of nothing was insane. It's insane. Just, it was so unrealistic. So unrealistic. But that was this film. A very unrealistic look at work and love. But people come for that, right? People come for that. And I understand the escapism, right? So not necessarily just wanting what we deal with every day, which is fine. It's fine. So that's what I'm saying, right? If you like the type of film that works in that other realm of possibility, you know, if that is your jam, then Choose Love will work very well for you, you know? And then it's just a case of you making the right selections, you know? So yeah, it's on Netflix now. So yeah, are you Mills and Boone, or do you want something a little bit more? Mills and Boone, Choose Love.